Good morning, and this morning we are climbing one of Spain's most iconic climbs. It's that. It's Montserrat.
It's unbelievable! This is just the end of Montserrat. It's a long ridge. Montserrat means sawtooth, so it's a serrated mountain. And look at it. Now incredibly, this mountain is just outside Barcelona. It is iconic. The climb itself is up to a most amazing monastery basilica complex, and that's where we're going. We're also going to follow the ridge once we're up there, and then we're going to come around the entire range. So we're going to be seeing a lot of it, but I can't see that much is going to be better than this first glimpse. It's absolutely incredible. We're actually part way up already, which of course is a bit like cheating. So we're now descending all the way down to the Llobregat River, where the climb proper starts. Now, this morning when I left, about an hour and a half ago, the temperature at the top of the mountain was -4. It's pretty chilly, but I'm already having a fantastic time. Ew. Unbelievable. Now we might actually be able to see the basilica. Yep, there it is. Just in that little bit of sun. I hope it means we're not going to climb in the cloud, but we've seen some pretty amazing views already. But that's where we've got to go. There is a cable car, but we're not going to take that. We're going to do it the hard way. There's also a cog railway to get you up there, and we're not taking that either. What we are taking is this trek Domane. Definitely very cold. Wow, what a descent. Straight off the bat there was about 2 kilometers of climbing, and look at that. It's a long way up, flipping heck. I mean, it's near vertical from here. It's quite a long ride along the river before we can get to the start of it. And this is the Voila! Well, that's looking pretty beautiful. Autumn colours. We've been very lucky. It is windy today and it's bitterly cold, but it just looks tremendous, doesn't it? I'm in shorts, but gloves, double longs layer. It looks as though we're about to see the first of the cable car departures. Here it goes. Apparently you can get 32 people in that. It's only 5 minutes up, costs €9. I'd say worth every penny. I'll certainly be saying that in a few minutes, well, in about half an hour when I start the climb. Is anyone else thinking Bond? As soon as you see a cable car, you think Bond, ziplining his way down to it and fighting an adversary on its roof. So we're on the Domane, and I need to call it Domane from now on because that's what it's actually called. I've been getting it wrong all this time, so thanks to Kevin for putting me right. Kevin is a trek mechanic amongst other things, and he did say, yeah, it's Domane. And actually, I've got a friend, well, you know, Mountain Man Dave. He always calls it a Domane. But it is Domane. Let's go. So this is going to be a really good test yet again of this excellent combination of the Trek Domane Plus and the TQ, the new TQ HPR 60 with its, not surprising, 60 Newton meters of torque, which is good. We're going to need all of, probably, if I get a bit tired. Now unfortunately we've got to follow this fairly main road now for quite a few kilometres too. Or do we? Aye aye. I know there's no hard shoulder for us cyclists on the climb, so we're going to have to be nice and patient. I think it's something like an average of 8% for about 8 or 9 kilometres. I don't know what he was muttering, but let's say it was encouragement. It looks intimidating, doesn't it? I mustn't go too fast too soon. I kind of want to warm myself up though, because I'm pretty cold. Right, I've stopped being brave. The assist is on. The Montserrat mountains are made of a conglomerate, pebbles and clay that have been compressed into a very, very hard material. But it means that the wind and the rain over the millennia have carved some very unusual shapes, and some of those shapes are said to resemble animals, and that led partly to the many tales, bear that in mind, many tales which are attributed to this mountain. What's the steep bit? Look down to see how steep, and it was 8, and that's the average. Climb seems to be settling in now. 8.7, 8.8%. It's been like that for a little while now. Just for your information, I lasted about 2 minutes in the lowest setting, and I'm now up to the mid setting and needing it. I don't know if that's a private house or whether it's one of the umpteen hermitages that are up here on this holy mountain. This is incredible actually. This is it's right up there with the more incredible roads I've ridden. I'm lucky enough to have ridden some absolute belters. I believe that the Volta and the Vuelta have come up Montserrat.
Sin levantarse, imprimiendo fortísimo la velocidad. Landa que no puede conectar con estos dos hombres. El hueco que sigue siendo notorio entre los cuatro.
This is our house. Sant Benat de Montserrat. Might have a little break, have a drink here. But I won't be buying any of the gorgeous ceramic ware that they make, nor of course any of the wine, because that is a magnificent building. Yeah, you can see the coach. That's where we've got to go. I cannot imagine this now, how we get up there. It's almost sheer cliff now. There's cliffs below us, cliffs above us. What's he doing up there? Hold on. Look. What's he doing? God, flipping heck. That is super steep. I've got no more gears. I'm going to put it in max assist. So after this, it's all controlled parking, I guess. Lots and lots of netting to stop rock falls from impacting the road. But it's a bit scary. This is where we are. We're not there yet. We've got some haze now. It's really cold. Just thought I'd add that in. And in summer, this is absolute solid cars. You can imagine just how jagged this mountain range is, and for them to have built what they've built up here, it's unbelievable. Vale, gracias. The whole thing is a homage to Mary. And there's a really good reason for that. And that's because, oh, I need to pull over because this is a tale from the trail. So, there's been a monastery here since 888, but before that there was actually a church of sorts, which was founded in the early 700s. And the reason why there was a church here is because some shepherds were shepherding up on this mountain. It was 7:15, not in the morning, but in the year 7:15. And they heard the most beautiful singing and a light emanating from a cave. And they investigated, as you would, and they found a statue of the Virgin Mary, complete, in there. And they took that, not surprisingly, as a sign. And that statue was placed in a small church, a hermitage that they built. And in 888, a more formal hermitage, the Hermitage of Santa Maria, was built. And it was consecrated as a monastery in 1025. So that bit at the end there, has been here on and off since 1025. And I say on and off because it's such a cultural icon, this place. It gets destroyed in wars, and the French were the last ones to destroy it. That was the first tale of the trail. I just remembered we've missed one on the way up because I didn't see the rock formation. One of these rock formations, they all have names. So there's the elephant, is here somewhere. There it is, that one. Oh, you are kidding. Mental. Absolutely mental. Cycling was hard enough. There's a path down there, pretty much straight down to where the cable car came from. Madness. So I'll tell you another tale from the trail, 2 for the price of 1. And that's because another one of these rock formations looks like a horse, but not any old horse. Horse is caballo in Spanish or Catalan? Caballo. Spanish. And it is the Caballo Bernat. So it's named after a famous horse. Now, the horse originally belonged to the devil. Of course it did. But there was a woodcutter who worked these mountains, and he made a living by There's going to be lots of interruptions, but if the bells go off, they are echoing everywhere, echoing all round. Woodcutter didn't have a horse, but he was scraping a living, cutting trees, dragging them down to the river below. Can you imagine that? You can't even see it, it's so far down. He dragged them down, and then they were floated from the town at the bottom of these steps off down to Barcelona and beyond. He was scraping a living, and he was not really enjoying it, he wasn't really getting on. So the devil saw an opportunity there, and the devil visited the woodcutter, who doesn't have a name. Horse has a name, woodcutter, poor devil, doesn't. And the devil visited him And he made a deal with the woodcutter, and he said, I will give you a horse that can move at the speed of lightning. And you'll be able to cut all of the wood, you'll be able to sell it super fast because it's going to take it down to the river for you at the speed of lightning. And the woodcutter, who was a simple man, said, I'll have some of that. And the devil said, there is a price. The price is, I want a horse just like this one when this one is too tired to carry on in 10 years. I want a horse as good as this one back. Now, obviously it's an impossible request. There wasn't another horse anywhere in the world like that because it was flowing with devilry with demonic energy. There we go, that's better. But the woodcutter didn't care, and so he used the horse. He named it Bernat, and the horse dragged the logs down the hill for him, and the woodcutter became a very wealthy man, and he married well. But he did tell his wife this story about the devil, and she didn't really believe it. But when it came closer and closer to the 10 years to be up, these bells, the bells. When it came closer and closer to the 10 years to be up, the wife got a bit worried because the woodcutter was worried, and she suddenly realised that he was telling the truth. And so, what would she do? She lives up on Montserrat. There's the statue of the Virgin Mary. Now, I've got to say, the Virgin Mary here, the statue, is so old. Her face has become black with time. They say it's from smoke from all the votive candles that have been lit in her name. But it's actually just the pigment in the paint that they used turns them black. This one here has the nickname of La Morenita, the little brown one. And so the woodcutter's wife prayed to La Morenita. And, well, she came through. The devil turned up, said, it's time to give me a horse as good as this one was when I gave it to you. And her prayers were heard, and the devil disappeared in a flash, and the horse turned into stone, and he's still here. It's La Caballa Bernat, famous rock formation made of a demonic horse. Tale from the trail. So there's restaurants, shops, artisan stuff, loads of junk. Quite all here. A surprising number of hotels. The reason why this is so popular with pilgrims is because the La Morenita conducts miracles, and she is much beloved. But somewhere in the oldest part of this basilica is the Holy Grail. The Knights Templars took it from Jerusalem and brought it here, and they hid it under the altar in this basilica. And it was a credible enough story, and I don't know how much you know of the Nazis. We're talking the Third Reich Nazis in this particular case. Hitler's right-hand man, Heinrich Himmler, was a really big Holy Grail fanatic. He thought that if he could find it, it would ensure that the Third Reich lasted for infinity. And in 1940, he came here and he started trying to dig up the altar of this sacred place. And it caused a bit of a diplomatic incident because Franco was beholden to the Nazis for winning the Civil War, didn't feel he could say no. But in the end, the weight of public opinion that the Germans were desecrating their most holy of holy spots finally meant that Himmler had to stop, and he went away never knowing if this was the final resting place of the Holy Grail. The noise, if you're wondering, is from two men hanging from a rock face over there. I doubt if I've got the zoom, sitting on a little ledge, drilling away. The very welcome sun just coming in over that mountain. You can see all the way down now to where we started. Look at this. Oh yeah, it's freezing. No, we've got a little bit of a descent, just about a kilometre or so. There are lots and lots of people around, so we won't go too quick. Oh, absolutely bitter. Oh, it's so cold, I can't tell you. It's like having an ice cream and getting brain freeze. Right, onward and upward. I've got to stop for the rozzers. Oh, I need a big climb. I'm absolutely frozen. God, that's pretty good. It's going to be at least 10 or so kilometres going down the wrong side of this mountain range before we see the sun. So we better get a shifty on, hadn't we? Crikey, I'm so cold. That is the Caballa Bernat. Patently a horse, locked forever in rock form. Look at this road, look at it. And that's the road we came up on down there. Absolutely magnificent, unbelievable. Amazing. Doug! Oi, oi! I don't think they were expecting me. I might have to zoom in, I might have to brighten it up a bit. I just stopped to do a ride by and I've got 3 Cabra Montes. Completely caught them off guard. They don't know what to do. I don't know what the wind chill would be, I'll work that out later. It's 4 degrees C. I'm struggling to get my fingers to work at the moment, and as you can probably tell, my face is frozen up a bit too. So I'm trying to do lots of hard work, lots of climbing out the saddle in big gears just to warm up, because I'm really struggling. Every time you come around a corner there's more of these fingers. They're just stunning. Hole in the rock. Oh, it's the sun. Thank goodness. Oh, I'll probably overheat now. Oh, such a wuss. That was dreadful. Another one for Doug. Oi, oi. That was nice. I'm dedicating the tunnels to Doug, because Doug noticed that last week, despite the hundreds of tunnels, I didn't oi once. Well, I did, but I edited them all out by accident without realising. So, tunnels, there for Doug. This smacks of being the top, doesn't it? Beautiful big old building. Would have been a coach house or something, I guess. Oh yeah. So we've just come through a little col. I don't think we made it quite to the end of Montserrat range, because we're pretty high up now. Let's make the most of it. Really wanted you to see that ridge. Just looked amazing. But I think probably best to watch where I'm going. It's a very different feel already. Come down a long way. Lovely. Looks like I'm on the slip road for a motorway at the moment. Is this the little drummer boy? It is. And there he is, the little drummer boy. At least the third of this week's tales from the trail. Now, this little drummer boy was from this town, Elbruck. Might not be pronounced that way. But he was in the mountains and he was practicing his drums. And the French forces were advancing. And he was playing his little heart out. And we heard what the bells were like up there at the monastery, echoing all the way around the mountains, all the way around the cliffs. And the French were advancing, and they heard the drums of what was obviously an enormous army waiting for them up there at Montserrat. So they turned and fled. It took them a year and a half before they went back up again. Elbruck. The speed bumps I didn't see because they were painted black. There's a gap. The service road ends, and it's actually a slip road off the motorway. And the only way to carry on is to come down here. Doug. Oi oi! That was the best ever. That was the best ever. Oh dear. Oh, here we go. Oh, you're joking. It's got to be this one, hasn't it? It's just a bit bigger. It's getting silly now. It's an adventure. I mean, officially this is still a road bike. I'm not sure many would class this as road. So I think officially we're part of the motorway here. Can I avoid the motorway? Let's find out. No. No again, not quite. I think this is the closest to riding on a motorway I've been. Well, I haven't taken much in the way of fancy shots today, I'm afraid. I'm hoping the view out the front from the chest was good enough. Right, that's us done. I've said my goodbye somewhere else, so I'll splice that in now. But thanks for watching, guys. I ought to say goodbye now because I know that my memory card's about to be full because I haven't stopped chatting the whole time I've been out. So on that happy note, I've had, now in the sun, a lovely, lovely time. Hope you have too. See you on the next one, and thanks for watching. Just realised I managed to go that whole ride without taking a single sip of water. Silly me.